Welcome everyone to my first Super Fantasy Brawl match that sees Kalel, Mariusz and Korvash take on Gwaien, Tzu Xiao and Goldarr. This is how everyone lined up, with purples going first, and the first challenge is have 3 champions adjacent to the same statue. It's the first to 5 victory points, so let's have them fight. First card played is the red Gwaien Flames Spear. She moves forward 1 and it's Kalel for 3 damage, with a follow-up push knocking her into the side of the arena and doing 1 more, putting Kalel on half health already. The second card is Goldarr's Yellow Me Heart Is. He moves 2 and probably should have played it first for the extra damage, but oh well. For the last action, Tzu Xiao just moves 2. For the oranges' first action, they play the red card Closing In. This means Mariusz dashes 2 and then moves 2. He core attack, but that's not the point. For the second action, they play Kalel's yellow card Double Jump. Jumping 3 next to Gwaien and attacking her for 2 damage. Gwaien plays the reaction card Revenge and so does the same damage back, meaning Gwaien has 4 health remaining, and Kalel just 2. She was going to stay there, but instead jumps away for 3. Korvash moves for 2 as a regular action, moving on to the trap which removes 1 health, but they now have 3 heroes next to the same statue, whilst a new trap comes into play. And the new challenge is to have 2 champions leveled up. With only a yellow and red, Gwaien hits her Chain Lightning, moving 2 next to the statue and hitting Korvash for 3 damage. But the after effect is the most devastating, as 2 damage is dealt to Kalel, knocking her out of the game and levelling up Gwaien, but also ending their turn. Mariusz moves for 2 with a blue, but goes through a stun trap and loses a card. He then gets the red bone to pick. He doesn't move, just hits Gwaien for 2 damage, leaving her with 2 health left. Korvash then gets the yellow Sap Strength. He doesn't move and hits Gwaien for 4 because she is blooded, knocking her out and getting demoted. At the end of the round, both teams have 1 point each and have a champion adjacent to each statue comes into play. Gwaien went first, playing the red Fireball. This means she moves back onto the board and hits Mariusz for 3 damage, leaving him with 4 remaining. Tzu Xiao plays the blue challenge. He doesn't move, just hits Mariusz for 2. So he plays the reaction Blood Curdling Roar, negating the damage but not the pull, which pulled him onto a stun trap and he loses a card. Goldarr then gets to plunder. He moves 2 through Tzu Xiao and hits Mariusz for 2. Leaving him with just 2 health remaining, but ending their turn. With only a yellow and red to activate and no real cards to use, Kalel moves for 2 next to the blue statue, and Mariusz moves and heals 1. The score is still 1 apiece, and a new card is Control the Yellow Area. Goldarr plays the red Harpoon Strike. He doesn't move, but does 1 damage to Mariusz, pulling him for 2, and then doing 1 more damage, leaving Mariusz with just 1 health. Gwaien then plays the blue Ignite, moving 1 and hitting Mariusz for 2 damage that he is unable to counter, meaning he gets taken out and Gwaien levels up again. For the last yellow action, Tzu Xiao just moves 2 onto the yellows. Korvash uses a yellow to move 2, a blue to move 1 and plan 1, and then he plays the red Chop to deal 4 damage to both Gwaien and Goldarr, who has 1 defense, so only 3 damage goes through. That leaves the score 2-1 at the end of the round, and have 2 or more champions in Trapexes is the next challenge. The purples claim the point for controlling yellow, meaning it's now 3-1. Tzu Xiao plays Pounce, jumping for 3 and hitting Korvash for 1, who plays a Cornered Beast reaction, dealing 2 damage to everyone and knocking out Gwaien once more. Korvash then suffers a push. Tzu Xiao uses the blue challenge on Korvash, hitting him for 2 damage, then pulling him for 1. Tzu Xiao lastly played the red double strike. He didn't dash, he just hit Korvash for 2 damage twice, knocking him out. The orange's turn was uneventful, as my son didn't know what to do, so he played a red to move Mariusz for 2, and then a blue to plan 1 and move Korvash for 1. At the end of the round, the score is 4-2 to the purples, and control of the red area comes into play. Gwaien moved back onto the board with a red, then used the blue teleport to move in next to the blue statue. Goldarr then played Plunder to move onto the trap, dealing 2 damage to himself, and unfortunately leaving him with 1 health remaining, but they are at this point challenging 3 objectives. So Korvash plays the red Hell Hath No Fury. He moves 2 and targets Goldarr, who plays the Arcane Shield reaction, mitigating all damage. So Korvash then plays the yellow Leaping Strike, jumping 1 forwards and hitting Goldarr for 3 damage. That knocks him out. Mariusz moves 1 and then plans 1 with a blue, and at the end of the round the score is 4-3. And the new challenge is control the enemy deployment area. Gwaien uses a blue to move onto the trap, which causes her 3 damage. She then plays the red fireball to damage Mariusz for 3. Oranges control the destruction area, which means the score is now 4-4. Mariusz starts by playing the blue Ravenous Bite. He dashes 2 and hits Gwaien for 3. She has no counter, and so she gets taken out. And suddenly the oranges go 5-4 up, winning the game. I do hope you've enjoyed this one. It was a game with my son, but he disappeared when the score went 4-2, so I had to just finish it off solo. Hopefully the next one won't be just in picture format, as I hopefully won't have kids around me, but half term is coming up. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this one. Please subscribe for more Super Fantasy Brawl matches, and I shall see you next time.